Hey guys, Chris Sims here with you for another exciting installment to our channel. This is the Shell Challenge. This was made by my wife. If you want to give it a try, you can. All you have to do is look up hashtag Chris Sims Shell Challenge on the gallery and you can download this shell for yourself and give it a shot. Guys, if you do that, make sure you upload it to the gallery and at me at Mad Army Fam. That is my origin account name, Mad Army Fam. I'll put it in the description below so that way you can see. I'm very interested to see what you guys can come up with as well. She put a lot of different diagonals in here. It was a very challenging challenge for sure as we did this. It was absolutely crazy trying to get this done. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. The roofing, I apologize in advance, guys. When we get to the roofing, it is absolutely horrible. But I'm not much of a roofer. I'm more of a builder. So I really did enjoy the look of the outside here. Went ahead and did the essence brick with the foundation. And we gave ourselves a front porch here. I figured it needed a good front porch to kind of offset it from the rest of the, you know, when we raised it up. I was originally going to go with two. I was going to double wide the stairs, but then I decided not to. So because the railing right there, as you can see, it doesn't really work with the wall. So I ended up going just one rail on the side. We ended up making it a one stair instead of a two width stair. Instead of a two square, it's a one square. So, but we'll put lights around here so that way I'm able to see what I was doing. As you can see, we fixed the stairs there. I actually ended up really liking the door that's on there right now, but I'm not too fond of it. I feel like there's a better one, but for right now I'm going to stick with that one, just so that way it gives it kind of a medieval look. I might end up changing it. I think there's a glass one in here that I actually enjoyed that I remember seeing, so I think I'll end up changing that here in a little bit. I didn't even keep the wall because I feel like it was easier just to make that bathroom a little bit smaller. So the way this was going to work is that this front room right here that I put the basketball hardwood floor on, that's going to be the entrance / living room, and the room next to that is going to be the bathroom. We also have a family room, a paint room that I'm going to use for arts and crafts, or I figured it would make a good arts and crafts room. And then of course right there is the kitchen that leads into the arts and crafts room. And we have the music room and also a office / study. So that's kind of what we went with there. Doing a little bit of the flooring, I decided to do carpets on the bottom three right there that you see, and we did tile in the bathroom. I did a hardwood like glossy. Actually, I think I stuck with it. Yeah, actually I think we're gonna stick with the hardwood in all the other floors as well. I really like this wallpaper, the blue with the brown adjacent, you know, with the base tone. I really like the way that turns out, especially with the light coloring of the outside. I really think that's a good wallpaper for this type of house that I was looking at when I'm doing the shell challenge. I really like that. Decided to do a red adjacent room, of course, because I always have like one room that's always an adjacent color. I always feel like you need to have that contrast and that type of you know, just that type of look when it comes to the rooms. I left this little wall thing open, but I end up closing it up. I think I'm gonna end up closing it up just because making an even room. I was originally gonna put columns in the where that space is right there between the walls. I was gonna put columns, but it just didn't work out right, so I ended up closing up the room and just putting an archway there. So that's what we ended up doing. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. It was very challenging. It is, especially with all these diagonals. You have so many corners in this area, and it's hard to put stuff in these little corners and get stuff to fit just right. It's very hard. It was a very difficult challenge. So, but I enjoyed it. It was my first one, so I mean, it's always a good thing. I was thinking about changing the wallpaper again for this room, but I decided not to. I like the blue with the red, and I think we're just gonna end up making it a red tone. We're gonna make it a red tone room. So I stuck with the vampire archway there. I really like the archway from the vampires game pack. That was a really good entryway for this house, I think. I realized that the windows are all too low, so we had to place them up, make sure that they fit right in the walls, so we can put the window coverings on and do that kind of stuff. So this is my first speed build challenge. So like I said, I apologize in advance for the way that if I'm not explaining things right, or if I'm talking too fast, or if I miss some things. It's just this is my first build. I haven't tried this challenge. It's my first time doing this challenge. I was originally, I ended up closing that up because I was gonna put an archway, or I was gonna do a column, but I ended up deciding to put an archway instead. So that's gonna lead into the, like I said, the kitchen and the art room, or the family room. The kitchen and it leads into the kitchen and the family room. And like I said, I really like this glass door more, so I kind of stuck with that rather than that medieval type door. I really like this glass effect look. I think the white really outsets the walls, and of course the black door with the glass, it just really gives it a better feel than just that medieval door with a knocker on it. So I think that worked out a lot better than that. So we're gonna go ahead and try to decorate the living room entryway slash living room. It was difficult trying to find a rug that would fit because I really liked this rug, but I don't like the outline of the white around it. You can't really stack them on top of each other to make it a long pathway like I wanted. So it was difficult trying to find a good rug to sit in here. I think I was looking for the little half circle. I was thinking maybe this half circle rug here. I thought maybe that would fit, but it just didn't look right with the way that the room is set up. It was hard to get it to corner around. So we ended up just going, I was thinking about that, but I think it was a little bit too colorful. So we just ended up going with this like black rug right here the black floral that we could just kind of stack on top of each other and line them up and go that route. I think that made for a good archway. So we went ahead and did the red windows. Like I said, this was going to be a red themed room. So we went with the red window coverings. I put a mirror there just to kind of give yourself a mirror to look, as you're passing by. Thought that was really good. The paintings and everything was a lot of fun trying to decorate, trying to find things that fit. It was hard to figure out what we could fit in the corner over here and make it look right. So I ended up just putting in a coat rack type thing. We sized it up, put that little coat rack right there, and I think that really just filled it in to what I needed to do. I could have done a painting if I wanted to, but I feel like I'm going to have enough stuff on the wall that we needed something a little bit more homey, like shirts and a coat rack. I felt like that was a little bit more thing. And I'm a knives fan, so I really like knives, so I put those on the walls. Well, the statues, I really like the statues. It kind of gives it that, when you enter into the house, it's kind of like give it that, not necessarily a rich feel, but it is kind of a rich feel. Like I said, we stuck with everything red themed when it come to this room. So the couches, the love seat, the coffee table, everything was going to be red room. So I really think it really gave the room some color for the blue and the brown adjacent walls. I think the red really made the room pop and gave it that color that you need. So that's what we ended up going with. It was hard to find a good coffee table too, especially trying to find the color of red. It's hard to find stuff that fits, and I was actually trying to find a TV stand. That's what I was looking for, but I couldn't find one that really fit and worked, and not even colored wise. So I ended up seeing this little white adjacent thing, but I ended up changing the color of it. It ends up being black and red as well. So there's a lot of fun there. So we stuck with the red theme for as much as we could. So we got the red coffee table right there, and like I said, I think the red really makes it stand out. So that's pretty much how we got there. Like I said, add some more. I added a shelf there. That was the only thing left I could think to add. I was originally going to put multiple shelves, and I was going to do some just some random stuff, just some random clutter, but I only ended up doing the one shelf. I put, I think, the hand and the globe, and I think it was bowling. Yeah, it was a bowling trophy. There's just some random stuff to put on there. Now the kitchen, when we get to the kitchen, oh, I tell you how much of a nightmare this was. I don't know how many times I went back and forth trying to get these cabinets to work with this type of room, with the way that everything is angled. I think I end up deleting these windows, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, it was crazy tough trying to get this stuff in here. and make it to where it worked. Like even the half stuff, even the half cabinet, like it was a big pain. But I really like the way that it turns out in the end. I think it does. I think it does really well for what it's supposed to be. But yeah, I ended up taking. I was sitting here trying to do all kinds of different things that I could. I was trying to find outer pieces like glassware. The corner pieces weren't fitting because they come out wrong. They didn't wrap around the corner the way I wanted it to. It kind of stuck out rather than, you know, wrapping the corner like it should have. So we couldn't even use a corner piece for what we were trying to do. So I ended up just removing it all and starting from scratch pretty much is what I ended up doing. Like I said, I end up removing these windows, and then I just go from there. I just kind of start over and try to bring these, like I said, this is a red room also, you know, like I said, with these blue walls, I really like that the way that the red kind of stands out and makes it stick out. So it's kind of what we went for. We kind of went with that. I just added these cabinets in. We got the little glass piece for the plates and stuff, and then we added like a little medicine cabinet, I think is what I think we added like a medicine cabinet in that little spot right there because we couldn't get anything to fit in that corner. So there was like a not so much a medicine cabinet, but I think it is a medicine cabinet, but I think it has more purpose than just a medicine cabinet. Like a little glass, I guess a china cabinet is what you'd call it. That's what I would call it. I was trying to find something to put in the middle there, but I just couldn't find anything. So I ended up finding this like little china cabinet type thing, like something you can put cups and stuff in, and it kind of just fit the corner well enough to where it just kind of stayed there. That little piece right there, we just changed the color to white, and we made that kind of just fit in there. So that gave us our closure for the wraparound of the piece. So and again, even the counters were a pain in the butt because even the triangle pieces, like nothing worked as far as trying to get it all in there, but we ended up making it work. It was a lot of a pain in the butt. We couldn't get it to wrap around. Plus, I had to have room for the fridge, so I ended up just I ended up putting all these counter spaces in, and I removed that one little piece, and I was thinking about wrapping it, but it wouldn't wrap right. So, like I said, you couldn't find a good corner piece. I ended up just putting a newer fridge in there, and we just kind of stuck it in that corner right there, kind of catty corner, and did its thing. So it kind of worked out for us. And then I decided on the island, I wanted a different island than what I normally put in. I was thinking of what type of island I wanted. We went very modern with the kitchen. Everything is very high tech, fancy, you know, stove and fridge. Even the microwave that I end up putting in here is kind of higher tech than, I guess you call it more modern than anything. I think that's what most people call it. They call it more of a modern look, modern style kitchen. But I had to fix up a little bit. Everything was a little off center, so I had to do a couple things. But yeah, I really liked how the way the put an espresso machine, like everything is so, like even the espresso and the microwave, everything's more modern, high tech. So yeah, definitely went that route with that kind of stuff. And I was trying to find just some clutter to put on the counter space. We put a tea kettle, and I don't even remember if I kept the key kettle or not, but we found the basket of fruit or bowl of fruit, just some paper towels, you know, kind of went that route just to fill the cabinet space a little bit, put some clutter on there. But I really did like the way that ended up looking as far as the kitchen. It worked out a lot better than I thought it would. Even though it's a little bit of an eyesore to me with that little white cabinet right there, I think it still worked out pretty well for, you know, what it was. But yeah, I really enjoy this island. I didn't know if I wanted to do an L-shaped island or just a regular island, but then I ended up going with this type of island. I really like the way it wings out. I thought that was really cool and a little bit different from what I've seen in other builds, stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure other people's done it, but I really enjoy the way it wings out like that. I think that's really cool. So we threw the red bar stools, chairs in there just to give us something to put in there as far as a bar type look for an island. I was trying to find like the 3 directional light or the 3 horizontal lights that would fit well over it, but I just couldn't find. Really, it took me a minute to find what I was looking for. A lot of the stuff was really huge for the kitchen, or it hung too low. So that was the big issue that I was running into. Anything that I tried, it just wasn't, working out. I was thinking about that, but then I don't like the fluorescents hanging down, so I kind of got rid of those, and we went with just these little. I think I ended up with these 3 little bar lights right there. I thought that was kind of cool how it just hung over it. And then I was trying to find something to set on the counter, but I was trying to find like a fruit bowl or a bowl of fruit, but it just wasn't working out for me. As far as that went, I was going to try to free place, but that didn't work out either. I don't remember if I put anything. Actually, yeah, I did. I put no, I don't even think I kept the sunflowers on the bar. I couldn't remember how to free place stuff. They say if you move it and then you free place it, then you can get it centered more. Because it kept wanting to put on the back part. And I had to move the island up because I figured the dining room table, I wanted a bigger dining room table than normal. Or like a normal family type dining room. I didn't want it to be like just a 1 or 2 person. I wanted the nice styled dining room table that worked out. And you have like 2 chairs at the end and like 2 on each side. I think it's a 6. We ended up with like 6 seats that went around. So really enjoyed that type of dining room table look. I really liked the red, but I thought it offset from the other red, so I just decided to put a black, make it a black tabletop for the dining room table. We put the little smart trash can. Like I said, everything was so modern, so I just figured I'd just go ahead and put that on there. And it was interesting too. I was trying to find like wall shelving, how to put wall shelving on, but I couldn't figure it out. No matter how hard I tried, it took me a while. I was sitting there trying to figure out how to shelve everything right, so that way I could put little knickknacks on there, but it just wasn't working out. So I ended up downloading one off of the gallery, which I have to remember who the gallery was from. I don't remember where I got the modern wall. So I decided to go ahead and add some more stuff to the counter space because we have the island, so I figured that was enough counter space to do everything. So we needed some more stuff on the actual counter space. So I added a couple more things on there. And like I said, I was going to build a wall. I was going to try to build a shelf. That's what I was originally thinking about doing, but it didn't work out. So I ended up just downloading the gallery version of it. And there was a build in the gallery that actually has the modern wall shelf, and I really liked it. It was really well done. It was just a whole wall piece that I ended up putting right there in that corner next to the trash can, so that way I could have some space and do what I needed to do there. So as you can see, that's kind of what we went with, and it kind of worked out really well. I had to move it around. I had to move it over a little bit. I originally was going, because I didn't have room for like the paintings and stuff, so I went ahead and I think I slid it over just a little bit, but then we put up some of these little decorations. We needed some paintings and stuff to put up in here, because you got to have stuff on the walls. It's got to have a little bit of everything in there. We go to the bathroom. The bathroom was the easiest for me. I think the bathroom was, even both bathrooms, I think the bathrooms was the easiest room to do, because no matter how I did it, no matter the floor plan, it just angled out just right for everything that I needed. I ended up with a triangle tub there, as you can see, that we end up putting in the corner, and that really worked out well, because it gave everything it kind of like cornered everything off for us. That way we didn't have to try to put anything in a janky corner that just didn't fit right or anything like that. But I gave it the double shower look. I gave it the shower, the bathtub, and then just a modern toilet. I didn't do anything too fancy. I really did like these countertops though. And I decided to do kind of like the mirror I did in the in the entryway. but there was more like a vanity mirror that I knew that I could stack on top of each other. So that's what I kind of went with. It was but I really like these countertops. It was kind of cool how that worked out. But yeah, these two mirrors right here, you can just kind of stack, and it makes a good vanity mirror. So that's what I ended up doing. I was going to do 3, but then I figured that was a little bit too tall of a mirror. So I went ahead and I stayed with the 2, and I thought that worked out pretty well, which it did. And then of course we have the hand towel on the wall. You got to have the hand towel, the toilet paper roll, the hand soap, toothbrush, all that's got to go, you know, all that's on the wall. Put another big towel right there. Then we just kind of cluttered stuff up with everything, towel racks and toothbrushes and hand soap and stuff like that. It just kind of fit on the counter there. Little bath assortments. Always got to have a little clutter everywhere. There's clutter everywhere. Box of tissues. I was trying to find the little shower caddy. I put the toilet paper roll on there. I was looking for the, not shower caddy, but it was like a, it's like the all essential island, the bathroom island thing. But yeah, we ended up hung the bathrobe next to that. I figured that was a good place for it. And then that little island thing right there, that's what I was looking for, which I ended up not placing. Put the little shower caddy against the wall, which I didn't even know there was a shower caddy, so I thought that kind of worked itself out. Put a clothes hamper in, so that way after they were done showering, they had something to, you know, put their stuff in. But yeah, and then you have the little shower, or not shower, but bathroom caddy that hangs above the toilet. I really like that caddy. I don't know, I think that was a base game type of deal, but that was really interesting. And then after that, it was just basically decorating the room. I didn't really do a lot to the bathroom besides that. A lot of it was just afterwards was putting paintings and stuff like that on the walls, making sure that everything just kind of fit. And that's pretty much what we ended up with, was that type of, give it that feng shui look. It was a little bit homey of a bathroom. Wasn't too bad. So then we went on to what would be the study. This is going to be the office study that I ended up having. I realized I needed a doorway there. I decided to, because the room was red, I decided to go ahead and put a brown door instead of a red door, because I wanted the contrast rather than the blend that we did in the other rooms, or that other room with the bathroom and everything. But yeah, we went ahead and did this as a study. Sorry I ramble so much, guys. This is speed build, and like I said, I don't really do these types of challenges. And it was a very difficult and frustrating type of build for me, because it was my first one. And you would think with the shell challenge, you know, the wife would start me off with something a little bit easier, with not so many corners and stuff, because I'm not a builder, and I've said that in my Rags to Riches challenge, that I'm not a builder. This is, you know, I recently just got into Sims 4, and my wife has been building for years, but I decided to do the gameplay challenge more than the build challenge. So she really decided to test my level with all these corners. But yeah, I stick more to the gameplay aspect. That's the reason why I started the Rags to Riches challenge, but I wanted to try this challenge out, add a little bit more variety to the channel as well. So the wife mentioned the shell challenge, and she said it would definitely be a challenge. So like I said, it was hard getting anything to fit in that corner, because it's just so pointed. It's just a pointed angle right there. It really was. It was difficult trying to find something that would fit there. So I just decided to go ahead and move this bookcase all the way in front of it. So that way it counted in my view as far as as far as covering the corner with decoration. I mean, after that, it was just a bunch of clutter, putting stuff on there and trying to fill it up as much as I could. But yeah, it turned into like a gaming, I guess you'd call it a gamer type office study, you know, with the gaming chair and everything, more like a gamer room. But we had the bookcases and you know, the bookshelf and all that, so that way we can have some more stuff in there. But definitely was a challenge, like I said. I really like the rug. The rugs for like I was gonna see if I can get a big rug, which I did end up getting the big rug in there, so that kind of worked out in my favor. So that kind of worked itself out. And what I ended up doing instead of regular, so what I did was is I pulled the copy paintings off the wall because I figured since it was a study, it really needed a copy vibe to it. Because you know that's just basically what an office is. You got to have your copy and all that morning, and I don't know how that works. So, but yeah, and then we went back. We kind of did some more. Like I said, I added some more rugs. It got me interested in the when I added the one rug, I decided to go ahead and add the rug by the bathroom door there, or by the entrance to the kitchen. Sorry, if I'm able to talk, and I kind of went that route. It brought me back to the kitchen to touch up some final things, and I think that's when I ended up moving the stuff over because I realized it was too centered. Everything was too centered. So but the next room we went to was the this was more of the family room. We got the archway, so I archwayed that, and then I archwayed into what is going to be a family room. I was thinking about a fireplace, and I wanted to theme this room all yellow. Normally we were doing red and everything, but so to give it a little bit of complementary and some contrast, I decided to do a yellow family room with this, and I am just all over the place with this. With like, I don't even know what I'm looking at the moment. Like, I don't even know what I think I'm trying to decide which room I wanted to do next. I thought I think I did the family room. It may not have been. It might have been. Yep, it was the painting room. So I decided to go ahead and do the painting room. Like I said, guys, I apologize. This is my first video with a speed build challenge. So, but I promise we'll get through it all together. I can promise you that. The painting room was by far my favorite decoration because it was so simple, and like I said, it kind of fit to my rags to riches challenge, because right now my rags to riches challenge is also he's a painter in my rags to riches. So painting right now is what I really know in this game. So I decided to go ahead and try to figure out how I wanted to do this room. I put the assistal right there, and then I drew up some like just canvas paintings, you know, the little wood pieces with canvases that are painted. This was going to be real simple for me as far as adding the paintings, canvases, stuff. I was trying to decide what color to put on there since you know, it was a red room and I didn't want it to blend. I wanted that contrast. So but I really liked doing this. This was by far my favorite. I put the blank canvases, and then you know, like the other, like everything's just like so cluttered, but it was a lot of fun to do. I actually ended up going online and looking at this this Disney Villains is what I ended up getting, which was really cool. I really enjoyed the Disney Villains painting. So whoever painted these, and that's another thing, I don't know how people are getting these paintings. Like, I don't know if it's a mod, if it's a custom content. I don't know how they did it, but I would really like to know, because maybe I can incorporate that into my rags to riches challenge, but I don't know how it's done, because I know how to paint from reference, but I know they're not getting the villains and stuff from, you know, the game itself. So I'm kind of curious as to how they're getting the paintings, you know, the different paintings, especially the Disney villains. That was really cool. I really do enjoy the Disney villains, so I decided to go with that. I realized I needed a door right there because I couldn't get in, so I had to move some paintings around. I realized I had the door frame to the family room, to the study, but I didn't have one for the painter room, so I realized it wasn't going to really work out the way I wanted it to. But like the Disney villains, like, I mean, you have the Skull, the Beast. I mean, you have Maleficent there. You have Cruella. Like I said, whoever, which I know it's on there, and I gotta see, and I'll be sure to credit the galleries that I used. They're going to be in my video description, so you guys make sure to check them out too. They have some really cool stuff, especially the Disney villains. If you're into paintings of Disney, that's by far what I recommend, is that user who made the Disney villains that I'm using for this. Like I said, I'll link them down below. This was going to be my music room, and music room slash, I guess you'd call it like not really a bar, but like a music slash bar atmosphere type room. That's what I decided to go with on here. I was trying to find a good bar to fit in there, which I went ahead and did that. But I did end up putting the bar, the different things. I wanted it like a gaming type, not really a gaming, but like I said, more of a bar atmosphere slash music room. I was gonna have like the violins and the piano, the keyboard, all that stuff in there as well. But I found the grand piano. I definitely wanted that in there. And then, like I said, I put in like the guitars, the violin. So definitely, like I said, a music slash bar type scene room area. Just kind of a gathering place that people can have some fun, enjoy, and have a good time with. I was going to put a dance floor in, but then I decided against that, and I ended up putting a dartboard in. Which I thought was really, you got to have a dartboard. And then I found the Star Wars Journey Batuu table, and I was like, oh, you got to have that. I think that's where they played. I haven't played Journey to Batuu, but I think that's where they play either cards or it's dice. I'm not exactly sure the game that they play, but I haven't had a chance to like really go to Batuu yet. It's just because I haven't. Like I said, I just recently started. I've been doing the rags to riches, and we're not in the Star Wars world, so I haven't checked it out per se yet. But I do know, watching like James Turner and Delegacy and them where they've done it, I've seen that table, so I had to have it. But we're gonna do the family room next. I was thinking just a little something simple like a fireplace, some chairs, just maybe a small bookcase. But I didn't really. I don't even think I stuck with the bookcase. I went with like the the fireplace and the yellow chairs. Like I said, this was going to be a yellow themed room to kind of contrast everything that I had so far, because everything else was red, and so I wanted one room to be like a yellow color, just to kind of complement and also give it some contrast, some different areas. So we got the two little sitting chairs where you can read a book if you want to, a little table in between, just something to put your books on. But I ended up putting a chess, I think it was a chess piece in here, did I not? Yeah, and I did end up putting a book. I think I did put a bookcase in there, kind of like a family reading room, I guess you could say. But yeah, then I ended up putting a little chess table in there to kind of give that, that vibe, and that was yellow as well. And he just threw up some regular, paintings and stuff like that on the walls. I really like the Chinese looking like hanging. I want to say they're Chinese. They're not Chinese, but the little hanging. I really like the hanging top look. So, but that was basically the bottom floor. Then we get up to the second floor, and we got to build, of course, our floor plan for what we're going to do in there. Up here, I was just thinking simple stuff. The master bedroom, the kids' room was going to be right there, and then the rest of it was just going to be. We got the laundry room, and then the rest was going to be just basically like a hall for the stairs. And I couldn't figure out how to fence the stairs either. So in my build, there's no fence. We have the stairs there. There's a fence. It's got the railings, but it doesn't have the fence around the top right there because I couldn't figure out how to do it while I was doing the video. But then I realized afterwards that it was the fencing, or my wife, the wife clued me in and told me you can actually put a fence around that hole. So right now there's just a hole there, and it's just going to be like that. But I was pretty much like, oh, okay, I tried everything I could, and it didn't come out right. So we had to do a smaller archway just because I didn't want to make the second story walls as big as the first ones. So I kept it short for a reason. Trying to decide what I wanted to do with that situation. But we went ahead and decorated everything that we could. Like I said, I had the utility room, which is, you see, you had the entryway where the utility room also has the same wallpaper as the entryway, as the main part of the house. And then I was trying to decide what to do. So that was going to be the master bathroom right there. Not really a master bathroom, but another bathroom right there. And then that's the master bedroom. So that was kind of the idea. And then that was going to be a little kids room. I decided that I was going to go with the girl themed kids room. So that's the reason why it's purple. And then I was going to put a gym up here. That was the plan. So that's the floor plan for the second floor. It was just the kids' room, the master bedroom, the bath, and the kids, and then the utility room, and then you had that home gym inside of there. Um, I was trying to find like what type of wallpaper I wanted. It was hard trying to find a wallpaper that I enjoyed. I wanted to go with the green, so I ended up going with that type of green. But the utility room was the easiest one out of all the rooms to do because it's basically just a washer, and then I did everything spa day, so it was easy enough to decorate and get all that. You had all your laundry shelves and your ironing board and stuff like that. So that was really simple. This was the quick one that didn't take a lot of time. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I had to filter out to get to the spa day or the laundry day. And yeah, we just went with, like I said, just normal stuff. Broom and a dustpan, kind of like a duster buster, and utility slash laundry room. So like I said, that was pretty much that. It was pretty basic, pretty simple. And then I decided to go work on the gym. I was going to put a basketball thing in there, but it didn't really fit. So we kind of stuck out with that. So we just threw in a treadmill, a high-end treadmill, the yoga mat. Ended up going with that type of, and then a home gym rack, and then a training robot. I was looking for the speed bag, but I couldn't find it. It was locked, so I went ahead and put the little training robot in there. And we just put the regular door, and then we just threw some stuff up there. We had to add doors everywhere that we could. So, of course, but yeah, and then I decided we needed a TV above the treadmill, of course. I didn't know if I wanted it beside it or if I wanted a bigger one, so I went ahead and stuck with the small one right above the treadmill. I thought it'd look a little bit better because I figured a big TV might offset, and then I'd have to try to find something to put on the wall in front of the treadmill as well. So I didn't really want to do a lot of that because I know gym stuff, sports stuff, there's not a lot of paintings. That's one of the reasons I went ahead and put the graffiti art on there. And I was trying to get this this arrow sign to work. It just did not want to work, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Kind of like an exit here. Like this is basically my version of, if you don't want to work out, if you don't want to get buff, get out of here. There's the exit door. There's the arrow. It's the arrow sign pointing to your way out. So, but the girls' room, I decided to do it girl themed. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with the kids. I couldn't find the dollhouse anymore, though. I thought there was a dollhouse. I remember seeing a dollhouse in some other videos, but I couldn't find the dollhouse. So I really wanted that for the girl, but I ended up not being able to put it in there. So yeah, and I really like the lights over the wall, so I decided to put that there. I was gonna give her a whole bunch of ribbons to show how good she was. That's the reason why you're gonna see a whole bunch of ribbons here. Like, I just wanted to like fill the wall, but I ended up having to remove those because window space here in a little while. But that's okay. I mean, it still shows that she's good at what she does. And if whoever has a little girl, if they put a little girl in that room, then they can say, look at what she does. But I did put a tea set, an activity table, the little toy chest. Like I said, I couldn't find the dollhouse. That's really what I wanted, was the dollhouse. I was trying to find like the big stuffed animal as well. There was a bear. I thought there was a bear that I'd seen before, but I didn't see it. So I ended up putting just regular, couldn't really do much else besides decorate the walls at that point. It was pretty much everything, girl room from there. So that's kind of what we ended up with. Like I said, whenever I go to put the windows on the second floor, I had to change everything again. But then we get to the master bathroom. I had to move the door. I really wanted to do more of a brownish instead of going black or gray. So I did kind of a brownish type look with this, more of a tan color, counter space and tub and all that. So it was a lot of, and I could only fit the one counter. I knew I wasn't going to get a lot in there. I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of space with this bathroom, even though it's supposed to be the master bathroom. I feel like this one is more like the half bath than what is downstairs. but that's okay. I mean, it still kind of worked out. You gotta have your caddy right there. um, I went ahead and put a wicker basket in there for your clothes. Um, and then I found this tall cabinet, and I was like, "Ooh, we need to put this somewhere." So I went ahead and I spun it, and that's what I put. I ended up putting it in that corner right there. Um, Kind of fits. You know, the doors are still able to open. If you know, looking at it from a realistic point of view, the doors would still be able to open. And then after that, it was just a lot of throwing towel racks and stuff like that up on the walls. So I think it worked out pretty well for what, you know, the end product for what was up there. Like I said, the bathroom downstairs is seems to be bigger, and it has more counter space and everything. But for a master bedroom, you know, not really a master bath. Originally, I was thinking about doing this as a walk-in closet rather than a bathroom. But at the time, I was going to go ahead and I just decided to do another bathroom, you know, for the master. So I put a sliding glass door in so that way he could get out to the back, or whoever could get out to the back patio. Because I was thinking about putting some stuff out there. It wasn't going to be a lot, maybe just maybe just some plants and a bench or something. But the master bedroom was a lot of fun to do. We got the dresser. I was trying to find a good closet. I was thinking of putting a closet in there, but then I decided not to. So I just stuck with the two little dressers, kind of connected those, and then just, you know, put a TV above it and did like a little clock and all that fun stuff. So too big of a TV. It went with a smaller. Kind of the same with the gym. I didn't know if I wanted a big TV or not, so I went ahead and went with the smaller TV just because. But I still wanted to make sure that it did what it did, and I went ahead and put a ceiling fan in. I changed the light so that way it can hang from the ceiling fan. Give it that ceiling fan look in case you want to turn it on. Yeah, it was a lot of. Then I needed some extra lighting over there, so I went ahead and did that. I really like the way that the master bedroom turned out. For so much green, I was actually surprised how well it actually styled together with this room. I really was. I was really shocked on how it styled together. So that's the master bedroom. Trying to find a good rug to put on the floor, just to kind of give it that, you know, you got to have something to put under there. And I also went with like the little furry or the fox rug, or what the fox rugs. I don't know how they pronounce that, but yeah, you put that little rug in front of there, and I kind of went that route. So it was a lot of fun. Then I decided I needed to. I forgot to carpet and floor everything, so I went ahead and I put carpet and then tile in the other one, and then I made that into like a silver hardwood floor. Not a hardwood floor, but a like a silver. I don't know what you call it. Now that I'm actually thinking about it, I honestly don't know. It happens a lot. I don't know. But yeah, then I did the outside area. Like I said, I was just trying to find some plants and a little bench to put out here. I wasn't going to do a lot with the outside because I knew what was coming next, and it was the most dreaded part of this entire build. It was going to be the roof, and I knew I was going to get frustrated. I knew I wasn't going to have any fun with it. So yeah, I just stuck simple with this, and I just put a couple of plants out there, and you know, rotated it around just to give yourself something to kind of look at while you're out there. Put a little tree in between, and kind of went that route. Just a little planted tree right there, and that's kind of all you get. Move that over, and that's kind of like the back patio that you get. I was thinking about putting a barbecue pit out there, but I feel like most of the time whenever you do barbecue pits, like they always go to the barbecue pit when they're cooking. So oh god, and then you got the dreaded roof. It's time for the dreaded roof. This is so horrible. You gotta, like I said, you gotta bear with me on this. This is the longest and most stressful thing I have ever done in this game. Like, I do not understand how people can roof the way that they do. I mean, I'm sure it takes years, months practice. I could not figure out what I wanted to do with this, and it ended up being once you see how this is ended, it is so horrible. It is so bad. I could not for the life of me figure out how I wanted to do this. I couldn't. Yeah, I really couldn't, guys. It was so bad. I just couldn't find ways to piece this together. I tried the octagonal roof, like I tried lowering it down, but then it turned it into like a weird steeple. So, I mean, I ended up just placing just a regular. I ended up roofing it semi-regularly and then just a bunch of put together. So, like, I would feel bad. Like, whoever's going to come roof this place, like, if somebody ever had to come fix the shingles or the roof on this, I would feel so bad for the person that's got to walk on this. Because they are liable to break every ankle. You know, whoever walks up here, they're going to break every single ankle that it goes up there. Because it is that bad of a roofing. I mean, it really is. It's that bad of a roofing aspect. I just pulled everything in, kind of went with that. I couldn't figure out what to do with anything else, so I was just like, you know what? I'm done with this. It was it was so hard. It was so bad. So this is what we ended up with, guys. I mean, I tried to pull the eaves out on some things and try to give it a little bit of a better look, but it just wasn't. It didn't mesh up with me. So like some of the house has a bigger eave than the other. Actually, I don't think any of them do. There might be one that has kind of an eave, but I think that's the only one is right there. That's the only part that has an eave. Everything else is kind of just there. So I was like, I'm so done with this roof. And at this point, I was so done with the build. I was like, I got to get these windows in. I'm done. I just want to get a couple of landscapes, and that's it. I'm out of here. I'm done with this challenge. I didn't want to do a lot of anything else. So like I said, that's where I had to remove some of the ribbons because of the window being there. I wanted to give the house some more windows. I felt like upstairs needed some windows too. So we had to go a little bit of that route. So yeah, that's basically what ended up happening was that right there, and then I think I ended up doing the little entryway last. I couldn't figure out what all I wanted to put in here. I didn't know if I wanted to do just a bunch of statues, a table, type of deal. So I put like a statue. I think I ended up with a telephone booth. Yeah, I was gonna say I ended up with a telephone booth, kind of like a Superman telephone booth. Like this is where you change your clothes, guy. You know, type. And this is where I was trying to fiddle with the hole. I didn't realize it was a fence. But it just wasn't connecting, and I don't know if it was because it was against the wall or whatever the case may be, but the fencing just did not work. So I ended up giving up on it, and I just went back to decorating the main hall there, the main, I guess, the entryway to the upstairs, as you would say. But yeah, I just put some random stuff on here. I think I ended up putting some gnomes because I couldn't get anything else to fit on this table. So I just threw 2 gnomes up there just to give it a little bit of something up there. And then just threw some paintings up, and like I said, at this point I was basically done. I was just trying to get I was trying to get out of here and be like, all right, I'm done with this challenge, let me just finish this, and this is the way it is. So it was bad, and anywhere I moved this damn telephone booth, it like stuck into the wall. So it was pretty horrible. So even with the landscaping, like at this point I was so done. I just, you know, I didn't want to put a lot into the landscaping. I put 2 trees in. I kind of muddied up I did put the stone pathway for the walkway up to the stairs, and that just kind of muddy framed everything with the lot. And I just decided to do some like a little bit of shrubbery around just the 2 back sides here. I didn't do the backyard, but I did do just this shrubbery right here. Kind of rotate, give it a little bit of an angle around. But outside of that, I didn't really want to do too much more, because like I said, the roof at this point had me so angry that I was just so done. But yeah, so threw some shrubs over here, did some quick shrubbery around the corner. That was basically it. That was the end of it. I was so done after that. And this was definitely a challenge, guys. Like I said, if you want to try this shell challenge, make sure you hashtag ChrisSim Shell Challenge. You can place it. It's on a 40 by 30 lot. And then make sure when you upload it to the gallery, you tag me. My origin ID is at Mad Army Fam, so that way I can see your work as well. Next challenge coming up, we'll probably do a room-based challenge on different amounts. So also, just for that, guys, drop some numbers down below. Give me some ideas give me a budget for every room that I can decorate. and we'll probably do like a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house. So let's do that. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 4-room, 3 room, 7 rooms total. I don't know. We'll figure out something, but just drop some numbers down below and we'll put it on a wheel. We'll spin it, and that'll be our next challenge. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this dreadful challenge. And as always, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.